beginning. The morning began like any other. I was chopping wood at the edge of the forest near my small cabin, the rhythmic sound of the axe striking logs echoing faintly in the crisp mountain air. My name is Tomas Calder, and I had lived all my 34 years as a simple woodcutter. Life was hard but honest. The forest provided, the river gave fish, and the nearby village occasionally needed firewood. That was enough for me. Peaceful, predictable, and simple. But peace, I soon learned, is fragile. A strange mist rolled in from the valley that morning, unusual even for early spring. The air carried a subtle metallic scent. Birds flew away in panic. I frowned, wiping sweat from my brow, and stepped back from my chopping. Then I saw her. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. A woman stood at the forest's edge. Her hair shimmered with an almost silver hue, catching the sunlight like strands of liquid moonlight. Her skin glowed faintly, pale with a subtle blue undertone. And her eyes were not like any humans I had ever seen. Deep, iridescent, and luminous. They felt as though they could see straight through me. I dropped the axe. Who are you? I asked, voice trembling slightly. She smiled softly. It was a smile that made my chest tighten for reasons I couldn't explain. Tomas Calder, she said, her voice melodic yet calm, carrying an unfamiliar resonance. I've come for you. I don't understand. I stammered. Who are you? Her gaze softened, but it carried an intensity that left no room for doubt. I am Elyra, and you are my husband. For a moment, the wind seemed to stop. Birds paused mid-flight. Even the river slowed its babbling as though the world itself had taken a breath. Husband, I repeated, incredulous. I think you have the wrong man. I'm just a woodcutter. Her lips curved faintly into a knowing smile. No, she said gently, stepping closer. You are not just anything. You were chosen. I swallowed hard. The words made no sense. Chosen for what? Married to whom? And what did chosen even mean? I don't know what you're talking about, I said finally. Her expression turned somber. She held her hands out, and a faint orb of glowing light appeared between them. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. This is your essence, Tomas. I have watched over it for decades. I have been waiting for the moment when I could finally find you, because we are bound by fate, by time, and by the stars themselves. I stepped back, shaking my head. I think I need to sit down. She tilted her head, observing me like one studies a fragile object. You may sit, but understand this, Tomas. Your life will never be the same again. I sat on a fallen log, staring at her. The forest seemed ordinary again, but a quiet tension hung in the air, like the calm before a storm. Elyra knelt beside me. I am from a world far beyond your own. A world where unions like ours are guided by cosmic laws. You, Tomas Calder, are bound to me. Your purpose, your life, everything you've done, has led to this moment. I laughed nervously, a bark of disbelief. Cosmic laws? You can't just claim someone as your husband. Her eyes flickered with an emotion I couldn't name, regret, hope, and something deeper. I do not claim you. The stars chose you. I am simply the messenger and the protector. You have been safe for decades because of me. I felt a shiver run down my spine. Safe? From what? Her gaze drifted toward the mountains beyond the trees. From forces you cannot yet comprehend. But that is no longer enough. They have found you. I swallowed, a cold knot forming in my stomach. Found me? Who? Elyra hesitated. Then, in a low, resolute tone, enemies from my world. creatures who would use your unique mind as a key to unlock a power you do not yet understand. That is why I came to you now, because hiding is no longer an option. I felt my heart pound. A woodcutter, and suddenly the fate of worlds rested on me. The first night with Elyra was surreal. She refused to explain the full scope of the danger immediately, choosing instead to guide me through the basic truths. I am different. Not physically, but in thought patterns and perception. My brain has an unusual ability to process complex interstellar energy patterns. This ability makes me a target. Dangerous beings from other worlds have been aware of me since childhood. Elyra has been watching over me all this time, subtly manipulating events to keep me alive. She showed me a projection above her hands. It depicted moments from my life I had forgotten or barely remembered. The night I fell into the river and didn't drown. The time a falling tree nearly crushed me, but miraculously shifted away at the last moment. Countless small accidents that, taken together, formed an invisible shield around me. You see, she said softly, I've always been there. I felt a wave of disbelief and awe. All those times you saved me? Yes. She reached out, her glowing hand passing near mine without touching it. And now you must trust me completely. There is no turning back.
Trust.
A simple word, yet impossible. I barely knew this woman, yet I felt a pull, a strange resonance, like a song my soul recognized but had never heard before. The next day, the threats arrived. It started subtly, a shadow in the forest that moved unnaturally, a strange feeling that I was being observed. By mid-morning, it escalated. The ground trembled beneath our feet. Strange flying vessels, sleek and metallic, hovered near the treetops. Elyra grabbed my arm. Run, she commanded. We darted through the forest, dodging beams of blue energy that scorched trees behind us. I ran with every ounce of strength, the weight of disbelief and terror pulling me down. Elyra moved effortlessly beside me, her form seeming to float rather than run, her glowing eyes scanning every threat. Finally, we reached a hidden clearing. At its center stood a crystalline structure I had never seen before, a strange pod-like craft with translucent panels and an interior that glowed softly with blue light. This is my ship, Elyra explained. We must leave immediately. We entered, and the vessel lifted silently from the forest floor. From above, I could see the hunters, creatures tall, armored, and utterly alien, searching for us with laser-like sensors. They scanned the forest endlessly, but Elyra's ship was invisible to their detection fields. Once in space, the magnitude of reality hit me. Earth shrank below us, a blue and green jewel suspended in darkness. Stars stretched infinitely ahead. Elyra moved to a control panel and activated a holographic projection. This is your destiny, Tomas, she said. Your mind is key. Your unique ability to perceive energy patterns can unlock pathways for interstellar travel. But if our enemies reach you first, she shook her head, it would mean destruction on a scale you cannot imagine. I swallowed hard. And you claim I'm your husband? That's supposed to help. Elyra's voice softened. Not just help. It binds us. Your protection, your mind, your life are all intertwined with mine. Together, we can survive, and together, we can fight. I felt a mixture of fear and awe. The woman beside me was no mere protector. She was my companion in a cosmic war I didn't understand, and yet something deeper, unspoken, connected us. A bond older than memory. Over the next hours, she trained me. Not physically, my muscles and endurance were already honed by years of woodcutting, but mentally. She showed me how to visualize energy fields, to map the strange patterns she described, to anticipate movements of our enemies before they acted. It was exhausting and exhilarating. Then came the first attack in space. Alien vessels surrounded us, sleek and deadly. Their energy weapons glowed red and purple, carving streaks through the void. Elyra's ship moved with impossible grace, dodging blasts and retaliating with shields that shimmered like glass. "Focus," she shouted. "Your mind, Tomas. See the pattern." I closed my eyes and visualized the energy streams as she had taught me. Shapes, paths, trajectories. Suddenly the vessel's movements became predictable. I gave her directions, instinctively, as if my body had always known.
And it worked.
The alien hunters faltered, unable to counter our unpredictable maneuvers. In that moment I understood. I was not just a woodcutter. I had been preparing all my life, unknowingly, for this role. Climax. After hours of evasive maneuvers, we reached a neutral zone, a region of space monitored by a powerful alien council. Elyra docked the ship, and we stepped onto a platform surrounded by beings I could barely comprehend. They were tall, elegant, their forms shifting subtly as if composed of light and matter simultaneously. "This is the council," Elyra said. "They will help protect you, if you accept your bond with me." I looked at her, at the alien woman who had appeared in my forest, who had saved my life countless times, and who now stood ready to fight beside me against unimaginable foes. I accept," I said finally. Her smile lit up her face, the glow of her eyes deepening. "Then we begin." Together, we faced our first challenge as partners, not just protector and protected, but equals, bound by choice and fate, navigating the perilous galaxy. And for the first time in my life, I understood what it meant to be truly alive. Ending. Weeks later, after surviving countless skirmishes and narrowly escaping ambushes, Elyra and I returned to a quiet star system she called home. It was peaceful, almost deceptively so. I had learned to manipulate energy, to anticipate danger, and to understand the language of the stars. She stood beside me on a cliff, looking at the two suns setting over alien forests. "You were extraordinary," she said softly. "All those years, I watched you, waited for the moment you would finally awaken." I turned to her. "Extraordinary? I'm just me, a woodcutter." Her laughter was musical.
No.
"You were destined for more. And now, together, we will protect countless worlds." I took her hand. The warmth of her skin, the faint glow beneath it, reminded me of the first morning she appeared at my door. "I guess being your husband is more complicated than I thought," I said with a grin. She smiled, leaning close. "It always has been, but you are ready." As the twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting golden light across alien terrain, I realized my life would never be simple again. But for the first time, I didn't fear it, because I was no longer alone. I was her husband, and together we would face the stars.